Hello, hello, hello. That Stephen Wilson video went down well, as expected. Yeah, God, just go and look at the comments. It's a work of art. I'm really pleased with my work. However, there's more. Oh, there's more. For not only Stephen Wilson fans are, by sheer evidence alone, the worst kind of people in the world. You people are disgusting. You really are. You're vile. I was thinking, see, because they love their Stephen Wilson. They love him. He's wonderful. He's brilliant, especially when he takes his shoes off. Wonderful. He does wonderful vegan farts too. Wonderful. So I was thinking. I went back to the Townsend special, because Townsend Music are doing the actual like special shop. Sometimes Burning Shed has like these special deals with artists, and Townsend Music seem to be doing it. And I think they're doing it with Marillion as well. I don't know. Anyway, and I noticed that in all the bundles yesterday, there was a signed print, 1,000 limited edition, 1,000 signed print, and I was going to come back and talk about that, because it seemed like every bundle had 1,000 signed prints, and there were like 5 or 6 bundles, and that would have been like 5,000 signed prints. So that got me thinking, right? That got me thinking. We all know, i.e. not the porcupine trees, but we, us, the old faithful, people who follow me, who take notice of what I have to say, this terrible hypocrite who doesn't know what he's talking about. That guy here, you wouldn't trust him. Look at that face, you wouldn't trust him. We all know just how few tangible physical products it takes to get in the chart, right? And I was thinking, well, there's all these like 1,000 edition sets, 1,000 print, So if you want to print, you've got to get in one of the 1,000. He needs roughly, was it 5,000 copies to chart to get in the album chart, and then say, look, I've got to hit 5,000 physical products. Think about that, 5,000. It sounds a lot to me, because I'm lucky if I sell 10 CDs, because I'm shit. I can live with that. I'm not as Stephen Wilson. I'm not as brilliant as Stephen Wilson. I get it. You've heard my music. It's shit. I totally understand. I agree. I wouldn't buy my music, but I wouldn't, because I make it. I do it for free. But I was thinking about just how many products he needs to get into the chart, because remember, all these artists, they go into the chart and then they fall out again, because it's all based on those initial sales. It's bang, you're in, you're out again. We've seen it from Mike Oldfield to bloody Marillion to whoever else. They always say we've had a hit record, but it's all about that pre-order bounce. I think we call it that, the pre-order bounce, because everyone's pre-ordering, and we see it here. And we have each of these special limited edition sets. We don't know how many limited they are. They say there's 1,000, and then I counted up, and there would have been like 5,000 signed prints to sign. I thought, that's a lot of prints. And then I went back today because like I thought, do you know what? I'll break my tradition and I'll do some research. You know what I'm like. I'm terrible. Terrible, man. Terrible. And it's gone now. There's no 1,000 copies of the prints. The prints have actually disappeared, so it must have been a boo-boo. So it kind of, took me in a different direction. I'm thinking, someone fucked up yesterday, and instead of getting 1,000 prints, or 5,000 prints, or how many it was, I'd have to go through and count the thing. I ain't going to do it. You do it. You do it for me. That is no longer a thing. So obviously somebody overestimated or underestimated the time available, or overestimated. Where was I going with this? 5,000. That's gone now. So maybe there are no limit, or maybe they sold out. I don't know. But we've still got the plethora of box sets, and you've got to remember, they don't represent one sale. So if you buy, for example, the deluxe vinyl box set, which has the blue vinyl, I'm looking at that one, and that and the CD, and the cassette. The cassette still, I guess it still counts as a sale. That's 4 sales you've got with one purchase. You see where I'm going here? This is double dipping. This is quadruple dipping even. You know, this one is you got the black double vinyl, deluxe CD box set, transparent blue vinyl, deluxe vinyl, and cassette. That's quintuple dipping. So what we're seeing here is this is Steven Wilson desperately, and Townsend Music, because they're coining it in, desperately manufacturing a chart place by putting these bundles together. Now remember, again, I'm going to point out the hypocrisy of Steven Wilson, because in his previous outing, you know, The Future's Shite, he went on an anti-consumerist rant. It's not the first time. You know, do you remember when he used to shoot iPods? Or the kids, they're playing too many computer games, or they're shooting. You know, he's get off my lawn. Yeah, you know, old man complaining about technology. I thought he was an idiot then. It hasn't changed. And we're here now with this, and this is what he's doing. It's a very cynical marketing campaign. That's how wonderful, that's how brilliant your Steven Wilson is. He's going to artificially, you know, place himself in the chart by getting you suckers to buy this stuff, this shit, multiple times. Remember, this is the fella that did the anti-consumerists, you know, campaign last time. Fine. It's wonderful. It's brilliant. But yeah, that got me. But also, obviously, the 1,000 signed prints has gone off the table now. So, too bad. But if you're lucky, maybe he'll sign your underpants. You know, if you ask him nicely. So yeah, that's the thing. But I want to say thanks to everybody who watched my video yesterday, who left a comment, who got so bloody angry at that man, that nasty man. He dares say bad things about our Steven Wilson. Oh man, this is what they've done to you. They've done this to you, and you don't even realise it. They've made you completely unable to have any critical faculty at all. You blindly accept this slop. You blindly accept it like the children you are. You're no better than a force-fed lamb, you know, ready to be made into foie gras. That's what you are. You're force-fed this shit, and you go, yes, please, more, and I'll buy 5 copies of it too, because it's limited. I'm such a hypocrite. Yep, certainly. Why not? Yeah, we all are. I think this sort of hypocrisy is part of humanity, because we change and our opinions change and our worldview changes as we move on. Again, you know, he only buys stuff to review it. Yeah, that's the whole point. It's not a review. What, because I said something that you didn't like? Well, you know, why did you buy it if you didn't like it? Again, you don't know what a review is. I might be pleasantly surprised. You know, so this is what you have to deal with. There's a lot of stupidity and self-righteous anger, and this is why I have a big issue about anonymity, and that's why I will call you an anonymous turd, because you know, your anonymity gives you the ability to be incredibly nasty to me. You know, very, very nasty. You don't care, because I can do it. And I get away with it, and that's the attitude here. I'm a person. Sometimes, if the wind's blowing in the right direction, and there's a full moon, and there's a Z in a month, I have feelings. You know, I do. Do I not bleed if you cut me? I certainly bleed if you stick needles in me. I had a lot of needles stuck in me this year. You know, so this is why I think, again, if you read those comments, it's a very good illustration of just how vitriolic people can be when there's no repercussions. They're not going to get anything back. You know, they don't mind hurting me because I've said something about a record, about a song, about a guy who's willing to fleece you just to get in the chart. You know, come on. You know, and you think that's acceptable. You know, you think that's okay. Oh, but you were mean. Yeah, you would never have been able to handle the criticism meted out to musicians back in the 70s with the Melody Maker, NME sounds, and into the 80s. You know, when magazines actually, you know, didn't have to worry about, you know, sucking at the teat of the corporate music industry. Not like now, where there, you know, 5-star review, folks, 5-star. Well, because we've got an ad from that company, the company that puts out a record on the opposite page. So, you know, it's going to have to be a 5-star review, I'm afraid. One hand washes the other. But yeah, it was interesting. But again, I did a little live video last night. Probably repeating myself. Sorry if I am. But yeah, this is why I don't review certain albums and certain bands, because I find them utterly fucking inane. And I'd end up with the shit show that happened yesterday over and over again. I was toying with the idea of doing 2 videos. You know, one on this and one on the other channel. One which was like the one I did, and one where it was really positive and yeah, woo, and see which one got the most views. And I think, again, with YouTube and the way kind of this media works, is negativity it's a big business. You know, there's a lot of currency in it. But whether or not I want to be a part of that is another thing. Again, whilst I was having fun yesterday and, you know, answering people back, and, you know, I don't know if I'd want to do that 24/7, you know, 7 days a week. It's, you know, it's just, it does get you. It's boring. It gets boring after a while. You know, I don't mind a day of it, but now I'm quite willing to just slip off back into my obscurity. You know, and this is where I was saying that, which I mentioned earlier, as this morning when I did a little live thing, I was thinking about this. It was like a dry run for this video. I'll probably delete it now. This is why I'm irrelevant. You know, this is why what I do will largely go unappreciated, because it's not an essay, it's not a documentary, it's not an hour and a half long, it's not full of people's pictures, you know, other people's pictures and video content. You know, it's not worthy enough for these people, because again, they only want to be patted on the back and rubbed on the head. Oh, it's really good. It's really good. They don't want their worldview challenged. And, you know, this is what you're seeing. Our entire culture is about affirmation. It's about tickling you under the chin and going, there. You know, it's the infantilism of our culture. And I find it very disturbing. You know, and again, there's somebody who's been doing this for like 10 years, and I've had a lot of criticism for 10 years, even on videos where, you know, even reviews I think have been fair and positive. I've had people come at me, and, you know, I find it a bit weird. Still find it a bit weird, you know, where all this vitriol comes from. You know, is it meant to stop me? Is it meant to, you know, make me repent, motherfucker, repent, motherfucker? You know, there is no debate, there is no discussion, there is no discourse. There is just shouting each other down. I am more than willing to argue my point, but it usually comes down to personal insults. I had it yesterday, you know, my appearance, whatnot, you know, the same old, get a job, you know, the same old things that you get thrown at you. Like I said, a decade of this nonsense. And yeah, I mean, yesterday's video was a deliberate attempt to kick in the hornet's nest. I didn't think it had the impact it had. I thought it would just, but then I was being deliberately provocative with the headline. It shows you how YouTube works. If I'd have just put in, you know, Steven Wilson, you know, announce his album or whatnot, you know, Porcupine Tree album, I don't think I'd have got them as much traction. But because, you know, I went for it and it got people riled up. If I'd have been overly positive or just reported it as fact, oh yeah, there's an album, I don't think I got the same traction. You know, and again, this makes me question, you know, what my role is on YouTube, what my role is on this. Again, I'm here, you know, because I love music. God, I love music. It's not, you know, look, come on, you know, and I'm here to do the good and the bad. The idea is that you go and check it out and you come back and say, I disagree, Darren. I think this is a good album. And we can be pleasant and generous with each other. But you're here for the duration. You're not somebody who just wants to sit and, like I say, be patted on the head. I don't want you people. I want people who don't mind if I annoy them, you know, or at least they find me funny. Because again, this comes from an era of I'm mocking myself, you know, a lot of the time. It is a bloody act, you know. All of this is, it has to be, you know. And if you want the real down, come online on Tuesday nights where I do little skits and things, you know. That's probably the realest person I am. But yeah, it just shows you, you know, what the internet is and what YouTube is and what people are. And it's not nice. It's not pleasant. Well, you shouldn't have said it. You shouldn't have said it. You shouldn't have had that opinion. How dare you? Indeed, how dare me. But anyway, thanks for watching. I just thought I'd you know, carry on. And just think, when Steven Wilson hits the chart, if it had been the 80s or the 90s, or even up until the mid-2000s, his album would never even have skimmed the 40s. In the 80s, it would never even have got into the hundreds. Wow. And that is how irrelevant music is becoming. And it's up to the likes of me to keep you guys into it, good or bad. That's the whole point of reviewing. It's good or bad. A review isn't positive all the time. It's because you've been conditioned to accept that by these fucking magazines, these fucking online websites like All About Jeff, you know. You're conditioned to accept this, you know. So don't give me a hard time for your failings because you can't be an adult. Don't give me grief, okay? Then let's be pleasant to each other. And if you come at me and you're anonymous, I will call you an anonymous turd. Come online, use your own name, put your own picture, and see how that changes how you treat other people online. Okay? I dare you. I double dare you to do it. Why do you think I'm here doing this? Because I stand by what I bloody say, because I believe in what I say. Sometimes I play it up a bit, you know, for the act. Otherwise it would be boring, wouldn't it? I'd just be sitting here scratching my chin. But you people don't get that because you're too bloody thick. Anyway, Old Faithful, I love you, and I love your continued acceptance and tolerance of my shenanigans. And I'll see you tonight. There'll be another videos today, by the way. I'm feeling a bit pepped up because Anne said, why don't you do something about COP26? Okay, maybe I'll revive coffee time. What do you reckon? Just for one more, because I can annoy people with that as well, with my political worldviews too. About Sleepy Joe, eh? Oh, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Bojo as well. Anyway, have a nice day. Let's all be friendly, and we'll do this all again soon. Ta-da!